So we've all got set up here. Got my mahogany gel and wet my sponge a little bit. And so, as per normal, we're just going to see how this takes. It'll be interesting to see because we've got two different colour leathers, whether they'll come out the same colour or what will happen. So, give it a dollop there. Well, here goes nothing. Mahogany is one of my favourite colours because I don't know, oxblood I suppose is the old Doc Martin Water oxbloods. I'm going to leave this on fairly because I want it to be a fairly dark mahogany, and also because I said both of the leathers are slightly different colours to start with, so hopefully the little nooks and crannies there. If I leave it on for a while, it's going to take and be quite a dark mahogany oxblood come have you. Alright, so that's that side. To our edges, whoops. To our edges. Whereas before, where I had the blue and I was just having this as an accent, I actually wanted to take in the colour. This piece of leather is quite nice. It's got some natural grain and that through it, and the actual colours are actually... So obviously, because this is going to be used for... you can see both sides. I'm going to have to do the other side as well. Not cheap there. Alright, back to this side, just make sure everything's even. Don't want the splodges. Well, that's come out to be a nice colour actually. That's looking good. I don't know if you can see that, but it's quite a nice colour we get in there if I get the sun off it. Right, so now the other strap. Let's see how this one's going to take. They're fairly thick again. Edges. That's really important because it'll be sitting on top of the other bit of leather and I'll be sewing through it. We definitely want that to have colour all along those edges. And as before, we'll do the back. I'll do the same trick, eh? Seemed to work before. over, using the side. That seems to taken a bit darker than the other one. So what I'm going to do is use a spare bit of foam and give it a bit of a rub out. Oop. Well, looking pretty good. Alright, just leave them to dry and come back in a while. G'day, back again. So the leather's actually dried. I've gone out and I've actually put Super Sheen finishing all over it. They have actually taken slightly different colours, as you can see there, but it's not too much of a stretch. On the ends of this strap, it's sort of, you can get the hint of this colour here, and it will, well, may fade slightly. I've had a bit of a rub. What I did sometimes when you put the finishing Super Sheen over it, it does actually take some of the colour out again, and it has it this time, but just leaves it with a nice shine. So it's time to actually start putting all the hardware on, the buckles and what have you. As I came home just now, the other spikes have turned up, but they're actually a different colour gold to everything else, so I'm now in two minds whether to use them or not. And they're not as big as I thought they were. They protrude slightly higher, but not to the extent that I thought they did. So it may just be the normal studs. For that. Alright, so hardware. So we need these couple here. We'll put that one away. So obviously we'll put the buckle on first. The D is actually going to be when I attach the front to the back, that'll be encapsulated in there. So basically just now we're going to need to put these in, the buckle in. That way around. Yep. Alright, so and then the D goes in there as well. Keeper, sorry. So the gold keeper kind of looks nice actually. So I was actually thinking, because that's a fairly thick keeper, maybe I need to put a couple of wedges in there, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and set these rivets, put these together. So my rivets are the right colour, I've checked that. It is a bit of a downer that those other spikes have come in the wrong colour. Do I need to make the holes bigger? Slightly on that back one. One and two. I'm not using the second camera this time. Alright, so pop that through there. And there's quite a bit protruding, so I might actually have to take a piece of that off. I actually just Dremel a little bit of that off. Otherwise the hat will be too high. So give me a second to set my Dremel up and I'll be with you. Okay, all set up with my Dremel. Obviously, power tools, always a good thing. Protect your eyes, especially your baby blues like mine. Alright, so I'm just going to take a few mil, might help if I turned it on. Make sure I don't touch the leather itself. Okay, so it's always hard to see with safety glasses on, isn't it? Just clean that up a little bit, pull off the excess, make it round again. Okay, so our cap should go on there pretty nicely now and not have as much tail, so it should be a bit more snug. Oh, it's not quite round. Okay. Alright, one in, one to go, but before we put the next one in, we've got to put this keeper in. I took a piece out of my finger then. You're smart of me, wasn't it? So that keeper goes in between the two rivets. That way we can't go anywhere. So I'll put the second one through. Actually, this one might have to be done the opposite way around, because that keeper is a bit proud. So in that case, what I might do is take a piece off of the rivet before I put the keeper in, just so I don't scratch that keeper, because it's nice and shiny. So I'll put that through now. Put on the glasses. Let's take a little bit off this one as well. Job done. it back to round and work a cap on it. Almost forgot the keeper. That would have been shocking. This means you've got to be good at juggling if you're a leather worker. Many things to handle at once. Get it through that hole again. Let's make that a bit bigger. Okay. Set number 2. Could have probably taken a little bit more off of that rivet, I think. But there we have one buckle in situ, one keeper. And so you can even just use this as a collar at this point in time. Hoping it's about the right size for the dog. Too big for me. Alright. What's next we say? Alright, so probably the next thing we need to do is start lining these up together. Because it's going to be stitched along the line here, I want to actually rivet them in place to start with. This time, because we've got 2 lots of leather, we probably won't have to cut me off. So let's get rid of my Dremel. I'm just mocking up where these rivets should go. So you can see the idea we've got there with the D shackle in the middle. Problem I have is the D shackle's got a lot of play. You might see it there. And if he's pulling, it may pull it down to the rivets and actually pop those rivets. So I'm thinking what I might need to do, I've thought about this before, but is actually make a couple of little wedges. You see how where the D shackle is, it's like a couple little wedges either side of the D shackle itself. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to get a couple of wedges into there, just so that has less play. So I'm glad I decided to mock this up before I started putting the studs in, the rivets in. Otherwise it may have actually caused a problem. Alright, so let me go off to the drawing board and see if I can work out how to make some wedges for that.